I'm trying to decide if I should make myself a cup of coffee before we start because I'm yawning so much and I'm so tired. It doesn't help that I'm in a bed, but I'm not feeling well, so I don't want to not get out of the bed. Do you know? I feel like I should make myself a cup of coffee. I think we should just all get comfortable and then we can start this video. Yeah. Okay, I have my cup of coffee here, guys. Let's get started. I feel so much better now. All right, straight into it. Hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you clicked on my face yet again. I put up a story on my Instagram story asking you guys to send me questions because I thought that it would be really fun for us to kind of just catch up since it has been a really long time. I said you guys can ask questions about anything and you guys really did. There are so many questions here and I haven't read them too much because I kind of wanted to be first time seeing them so you guys can see my actual reactions. I haven't actually planned any answers to any of these, so let's get into it. Oh, before we start though, don't forget to follow my Instagram and my TikTok because I vlog every single day on there and I'm always talking to you guys on the Instagram stories, so don't forget to do that. And don't forget to obviously like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff on this video. Love ya. Okay, so the first question over here is from Esther Chibona. Says, do you plan on anything for your postgrad in psychology again? So I actually wasn't thinking about that when I made my decision to stop studying law. I wasn't thinking about psychology postgrad or any postgrad for that matter. I was thinking just about content creating purely. But my mom was having a conversation with this woman in her office once, and she was saying that she went to SACAP, I think it is, and it's not, I don't want to say it's really easy to get into there, but compared to the way universities make it so hard to get into your postgrad for psychology, she said that is definitely, an option if you're having a really hard time with the university. So I did save that information in my brain. My mom asked her to send us the link, so she sent us the link to their website, so we definitely have that if that's ever something I want to do in the future. I just always remind myself, and when I'm talking to other people who are in similar situations to me, I remind them as well that university's not going anywhere. It's not gonna burn to the ground. It's not gonna grow legs and walk away. It will always be there. You can always go back one day if you want to. If it's not your thing right now, that's fine. This question is from Danelle. How are you feeling after leaving uni to pursue your dream full-time? I feel a lot of emotions. I feel very emotional because just any kind of change, life change. I've never been someone who loves change that much, but yeah, I feel quite emotional because I'm also proud that I was able to come to this conclusion. It feels better than I thought it would. I thought it would be the scariest thing dropping out. I thought that I would constantly be having to explain myself to family members, to people online. I thought that it was just gonna be this terrible thing that I was the only person who understood and everyone else was gonna be oh, why would you drop out? Why would you do that? But it actually wasn't like that at all. It's also been so fun. Getting back into things has been so much fun for me. I have this newfound love for content creating. I love going to the events. Now I have time to go to events, say yes to things. I haven't said yes to so many things in so long. Just free time to be able to also see people that I love. I feel so good. But definitely there was a lot of crying in the beginning because it's just very emotional, to make such a life change, and you never know if you're doing the right thing until after it's done. And so that was very scary for me, but I feel really, really good. Thank you for asking. What kept you consistent with your content? This is from with Lorato. So I think you're talking about now, because before do you mean what kept me consistent before? Well, I guess I'll answer both of them. If you're talking about before I started studying law, what kept me really consistent was just my drive to always be better and always be the best at everything. So I always wanted to be the most well-known influencer, well-known creator, and when I was blowing up a lot, it was so exciting to constantly see the numbers climbing, and it just made me feel so good to be doing something that I loved and to be doing it well and putting my everything in it. So that's what kept me consistent. And now what's keeping me consistent is pretty much the same thing. I just want to be the best at what I do, first of all, and secondly because I genuinely love this. This is genuinely so much fun for me. I get so excited when I learn a new skill, when I'm able to go to somewhere an event, when I'm able to meet new people, do stuff. This is so much fun for me and I genuinely love it so much. That's what keeps me consistent. I would say just my genuine love for this. This is from Lechauresibe. Hey dear, hope you're good. You spoke of Botox at some stage. Please share which areas you did and why. And then she went to another little question. She said, what are the results and who was the doctor you used? I love this question. I am someone who has always been like pro changing what you don't love about yourself for yourself, not for anyone else, you know. But like if you want to make little changes to yourself, and you can do it safely and with people that care about you and will take care of you, honestly there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I started working with Deft Aesthetic Lab, I think it was last year actually, so towards the end of 2023 I started working with them, and we started off very simply with like some, you know, IV drips. Then we went into Botox and filler. So that, to answer the second part of your question, Deft Aesthetic Lab, my doctor was Dr. Aiken. He's the doctor there. So I did Botox in my forehead, a brow lift, in between my eyebrows. Yeah, she just asked about the Botox. So that was the area that I got Botox. I had such a pleasant experience and I would definitely go back. I actually have my next appointment to go back because when it comes to Botox, it's not permanent, so it will wear off after some time. But why I really loved it so much is because what we were basically doing was preventative Botox. Because I don't have wrinkles and I don't want to get wrinkles, you can do preventative Botox to prevent them from even forming in the first place. So even now when my Botox is like mostly worn off, there are still like no like predominant wrinkles or anything. Also, I really loved my brow lift, like snatched. I really love my brow lift so much. That is the thing I want to go get again, because I was also working out a lot and I still am working out. So it's, I think maybe I don't want to spread misinformation, but I'm pretty sure like the more you work out, the quicker your body will dissolve the Botox or get rid of it, I think. And I feel like that's what I can attribute it to, because when I was not working out and I got my Botox, that would last. That baby would last. And then I started working out and it was like not really. So yeah, Weird Tembi asked, why don't you sometimes speak a little bit of Tonga when doing vlogs? I think you meant vlogs. Okay, so this question, people have asked me this a lot. They're like, please can you speak Tonga in your vlogs on TikTok and all that stuff? And here's why my answer has been and still is no. One, I'm really not that fluent in it. Like the way I can speak English in my vlogs and just like say it and get it out and it's done, I can't do that in Tonga. And I don't want to give you guys like this messy vlog where it's like half English, half Tonga. Half the time I can barely try, like I'm trying to formulate a sentence but at the same time not really, it's not really coming out. And secondly, majority of my audience speaks English, so I'm like, yeah, I would love to just cater to the Tonga people and just be able to give them their little vlogs. But, and I think this is just so true just for South Africa as well. Well, in my experience, I don't know a lot of Tonga people. It's like as if we're unicorns. When I tell you, when I'm out, if someone starts speaking to me in vernac, they're not speaking Tonga. They're automatically assuming that I'm Sutu, or they'll start speaking to me in Zulu or something. And it's like true, when I'm out, like it's very, I remember in university, whenever I would come across people that were speaking Tonga, I'd be like, hello? Because where are they? Literally, where are they? So yeah, it's just most of my audience, majority of my audience just would not even understand what I was saying. And I just want to be able to cater to everyone. And also because I'm really not that fluent in it, guys. Like I feel like you guys are expecting a vlog where I'm going to be speaking Tonga and it's going to be fluent and it's going to be perfect. You will be disappointed. I'm really not that fluent. Like Natasha Savides, I think it's Savides, said, it's not a question, but I just wanted you to know that you are my biggest inspiration and that I love you so much. I love you too. I always see your name in my DMs and I always see you liking my stuff and commenting and all that stuff. And I really appreciate people like that. You start to pick up on the people who are like constantly engaging with you. There's also this other girl, Jamela. I feel like I have to like shout her out too when I'm saying this. You just pick up on the people who are just always there for you, and I notice you guys and I really appreciate you so much and I love you too. Carol said, oh honey, I love your set. Thank you. The set is a little bit grown out now, so I definitely need to get new ones done, but I love these. This was my first long set in a really long time. I have not done a long set in a minute. So this was really fun to do, because before this all the sets were like short and boring and I was also very depressed, so my nails were not giving. But now I'm like, yeah, back to long nails and square shaped. I love stiletto shapes. I never ever do square, but yeah, Bukona_5 actually asked a lot of questions. So they asked, how are you coping with everything around? Are you a Christian? What do you think about Christians who consult the spirits of the dead? And what's your take on the schoolgirl who received an iPhone for her 4th year anniversary? Woo! A lot going on there. Okay, let's start with how are you coping with everything around. I am coping well, thank you. I have a really good support system. I have really good parents, really good siblings, friends, a partner. Like, I'm doing very well, so I'm coping very, very well. Thank you so much for asking. Are you a Christian? Yes, I am very Christian, and I feel like I don't get the chance ever to talk about religion or anything, so I think people just automatically assume that I'm not a very religious person or anything, but I'm Christian. What do you think about Christians who consult the spirits of the dead? This is so interesting to me, guys, because this to me is such a no-no. Like, I just don't think, never mind even Christians, just people in general, I don't think that we should be playing in that area. I don't think we should be doing that, and I have been warned since I was young. Don't play with this stuff. It's not a joke. I remember when me and my sister were growing up, even now, we still love watching like horror movies. And there was this one horror movie called, I feel so creeped out talking about this stuff. Do you see like how you feel when you start talking about stuff? Like, it's just this icky, wrong feeling. I just am not for it. But anyways, there was this movie called Ouija, okay, about this girl and her friends that were basically playing with a Ouija board and reaching out to the dead. And long story short, it did not end well. It was bad for everyone involved, okay? And I remember when we were younger, even then we knew like, this is real stuff. Yes, it's in a movie, but like, this is real stuff. If you want to fuck around and find out, you will find out, okay? As much as I love horror movies and all like my creepy stuff and like watching that stuff, I would never personally engage in any of that, just because I feel like it's a whole other world that we don't understand. And once you're in it, it's so hard to come out of it. Like, once you've opened yourself up to all of this stuff, first of all, you don't know what's waiting on the other side for you. It's not always good spirits. It could be bad spirits waiting for you. And secondly, like I'm saying, I just feel like once you're on the other side, if you don't know how to come back and detach yourself from all of that stuff, you're screwed. Like, that is so, yeah, I would never. And it's so creepy to me. Obviously, it's different when we're talking about like people reaching out to like their ancestors and having conversations about that stuff. I don't know a lot about that stuff. Maybe we should talk to my mom about that. Let me know if you want me and my mom to do a video basically talking about all of that stuff, because I feel like she'd be down. I'm definitely down. But anyways, yeah, talking to ancestors, all that stuff, I feel like that's different than like, I think what you're asking, like consulting the spirits of like the dead. Like, if you're talking about like evil spirits, I'm like, stay away. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in it. Like, it's not a joke to me. And even if, I don't want to find out if it's real or not, I'm good. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. This is so funny for me because me and my family love talking about like creepy things, and the amount of stories we have. I feel so creepy talking about this. Like, the amount of stories we have, like little ghost stories in our family and stuff. Let me know if you want me and my mom to just like tell you guys. Like, it's actually crazy. It's crazy. And then your last question, what's your take on the schoolgirl who received an iPhone for her 4th year anniversary? Let me sip my coffee, hold on. Sorry guys, it's afternoon time, so the lighting might look a bit crazy, but anyways, I find that entire situation so sad for the girl, because she's 16 years old and she's celebrating her 4th year anniversary with this man, which means he started dating this little girl when she was 12. That is a baby. At 12 years old, you can't consent to anything legally. Even if you wanted to, like, you can't. You're just such a little child. And for this man to be the age that he was, right, he knew what would lure in a child, what would lure in a little girl. And you know what, guys, kids wanting fancy things like iPhones, new clothes, nice cars. She even said herself, she was like, that's what was impressive to her. She was like, oh, I like your, what was it, he was driving a Mercedes or something. She was like, oh, I like your Mercedes. And he would, like, you know, basically flash all this money to her. Kids wanting stuff like that is not new, okay? But when they are exposed to people, bad people who have access to that stuff, who will use that stuff to lure them in, that's where the problem is. And this man knew that, and that's exactly what he did. He lured her in with all of this stuff. And I feel like now she's probably like, this is nice. Like, I have all this stuff. This is so nice. I have, you know, so much money at my disposal, and this man just like gets me things. Like, it's probably nice to her, but I think that's the grooming at play. I don't think she realizes that you're paying with your body. She's probably thinking like she's not paying for this. Like, this guy is just handing her things. I'm like, no, you are paying for this. You're paying with your body and you're paying with your youth, essentially, because you're never gonna get these years back of your life. You never are. You're never gonna get these back, and he's always going to have that part of you because he took that from you. And I think that's the sad thing, is that like online, it's almost like, I don't know, I ask myself how she feels about it. And it's hard as well because her support system, her parents, it seems, people have been saying that her mom knows about it. So like, her mom's not even mad about the situation. Like, she just doesn't care, which is even worse. So it's like, okay, so this man really just took this girl, took her youth, lured her in, groomed her, and the people around her are just not bothered. And I'm like, do people around, like, does no one see what the problem here is? Is it just us on the internet that are seeing what the issue is? Because this is like, it's so sad to me. And I think this man honestly should be punished, because it seems he's in his 50s with a wife, and I think he has children. I don't know, but not that if he didn't it would make this any better whatsoever. It's just all around disgusting from him. Just a disgusting man, disgusting person, disgusting situation. I can't even like think about this for too long because it makes me feel so sad for her. And I remember there was a video on TikTok where basically I stitched it, and I was talking about like my experience about when I was younger and men would hit on me and how that would make me feel. I would be so scared and I would be so disgusted. And the reason why I would be scared is because when I was growing up, my mother always made me very aware of men like this and how wrong it was. So she didn't just let me, like, you know, she didn't let this be a normal thing. Like, this was not anything that I ever thought was normal. I knew it was wrong, and I knew that they knew it was wrong, but they would still do it. So I was scared of these men. I was disgusted by them, and the fact that it was happening also when I was like so young. Like, I remember one time I was like with my mom in a builder's warehouse, and this old man was just fully like checking me out, and my mom was right next to me, like literally doing the whole up down searching you with his eyes thing, like no shame. And I looked so small. I was so small. I think I was like in grade 7 or something, honestly. Yeah, the whole situation to me is just really sad, and it's really unfortunate because the fact that things like this are almost like becoming so normal. Like, when I hear a story like this now, I'm like, oh, again. Like, it's just happening so often. It's really sad. Okay, I rambled about that for a really long time. What were your family's views when you told them you were leaving law school? They were honestly so... They were proud of me. They were proud of me that I was able to make that decision. And they were proud of me because when I told them like where it's coming from and I explained to them how I'm feeling, they were just really like wanting to support me more than anything, because they don't want my unhappiness. They don't want me to be unhappy, even if that means like I'm not studying. Like, they don't want me to be unhappy no matter what. And also because I told them like this is what I actually want to be doing with my life, they wanted to see me do that. Also because this just makes sense for me. I've been doing this for so long, so them hearing that like, oh, Rosanna's gonna go be a full-time content creator, it's almost like duh she is, like that's what she does. So no one was surprised. I think no one was surprised, and it was just a lot of support all around, so everything was just good vibes. How did you meet your boyfriend? Oh, I love this question. Okay, so me and my boyfriend met on Hinge, and we met how long ago now? A while. It's been such a long time. Oh my gosh, it feels like he's just always been a part of my life. But yeah, that's how we met, and we've been together ever since. He's my bestest friend. I love him. Next in Tlamo's also my best friend. Oh my gosh, Sandy the Black Rose asked 3 top tips that helped you grow your YouTube channel. Let me tell you. Okay, the reason why my YouTube channel grew really fast was because I already had an audience on TikTok when I started. Okay, so I moved my audience from one platform to the other, and that I was very lucky with that, because YouTube can be quite difficult to grow. But after I did that, to maintain the growth that I was getting, I made sure that I was super consistent. Be consistent, guys. So like, if you say you're gonna post twice a week at the same times, make sure you're there. Be there, okay? Secondly, find your niche. Find what it is that people love to watch you do. What is it that people love to hear you talk about? Find it and then do that for them all the time. Especially at the beginning, try not to give them too much variety or like too much diverseness. That's not a word, but like try to just stick to one thing, because if you try and like do get ready with me's and vlogs and gym videos and makeup videos, it's like, okay, what is your niche? Like, what are we watching watching you for? Like, what do you do, you know? So I made sure that I stuck with the vlogs, because I remember, can I stop spitting at the camera? My gosh. I would start with vlogs, and then I was like, oh, maybe let me try do story times, because I really enjoyed watching other people's story times, but I would find that they wouldn't perform as well as the vlogs, especially in the beginning. So I would say in the beginning, whatever it is that got people interested in you in the first place, just keep doing that and keep doing it consistently. And then the third thing is, make sure you brag about your channel, okay? My videos do so well when after I post it, I go on Instagram and I tell people, I just posted a YouTube video, go watch it, and I put the link. Then I go on TikTok and I make a TikTok saying I just posted a YouTube video, go and watch it. And then when I'm outside and I'm meeting people and they're talking to me about like, oh, I love your content and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, and did you know I have a YouTube channel? Like, literally, have no shame, plug your stuff, okay? Plug your channel to everyone who will listen. All of my family members, I sent them the link. I was like, I have a YouTube channel, you're gonna go and subscribe right now to me. And every single time you have a video, like, tell people, hey guys, put your post notifications on. Like, shamelessly plug wherever you can, because if you're not going to do it for yourself, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to do it for you if you're not going to do it for yourself? I would say those are my 3 things, honestly. Yeah. Vukona_5 asked again, how has 2024 been to you? It's been a roller coaster. It started off not good. And it's just been a roller coaster ever since. But I think that roller coaster is starting to like even out. I'm starting to feel good. Things are starting to align, come into place. It's going okay now. And you know what? I'm not the only one, because a lot of my friends as well, Janelle and I will talk about it all the time. Like 2024 just, something was in the air, especially at the beginning. It was just terrible. No one was having a good time. At least no one that I knew. I certainly wasn't having a good time. Like, it was just, even thinking about it, I'm like, shame, guys, shame. What was in the air? How is influencing lately? Influencing has been really good. I'm trying to evolve. So that's the part that's been a little bit difficult, because I know what people like me for. I know what they subscribe to me or followed me for the first time for. But I'm trying to stay true to that, all while evolving at the same time. I don't want to be, what is the phrase? A one-trick pony. So I'm trying to just like evolve and just give you guys more. Constantly trying to evolve, be better, teach myself things, especially when it comes to like editing. YouTube, like if you can edit really well, that is a skill. I think that's all for today's catch-up Q&A. I hope you guys got a lot of your questions answered. If not, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Ask me any questions you guys like. Maybe we can do this again. I try not to do it that often because I know people really want to see the vlogs, but maybe I'll do a little catch-up Q&A on my Insta story. So follow my Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff, and I will see you guys very soon in the next one, which will probably be a vlog. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting me, and I love you. Goodbye.
Usually I don't post. Usually I don't post, but I want the world to know.